Hemant Kumar Singh takes charge as Bengaluru's Commissioner of Police. Four people arrested in Bengaluru stampede case, accused linked to KSCA, DNA networks and RCB management. Elon Musk makes bombshell claim on platform X, says Trump hasn't released the Jeffrey Epstein files because he's on it. On the other hand, Trump says Musk just went crazy. Tesla shares drop 14.3%, losing $150 billion in market value amid the ugly feud between Trump and Musk. RBI reduces rate cut by 50 BPS to 5.5%, stance changed to neutral. Delhi government bans illegal killing sacrifice on Eid, bans sharing of videos on social media. Harvard University files complaint against Trump's action blocking foreign students from attending the school. And Israel carries out airstrikes on southern suburbs of Beirut ahead of Eid al-Adha celebrations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating world's highest bridge. Let's get you the latest. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today launch multiple development projects worth over 46,000 crore rupees in Katra of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, this is Prime Minister's first visit to J&K since the Pahalgam terror attack happened. During his visit, Prime Minister will also inaugurate the Chenab Bridge, historically the world's highest railway arch bridge. The Chenab Bridge is praised as an architectural marvel standing 359 meters above the river. This 1,315 meter long steel arch bridge is designed to withstand seismic activity and strong winds. Among the other projects to be launched is the 272-kilometer Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla Rail Link project. The Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone for the Shri Vaishno Devi Institute of Medical Excellence in Katra, worth over 350 crore rupees. Prime Minister will also flag off Vande Bharat trains between Katra and Srinagar. A multi-tier security has been set up to ensure Prime Minister's safety during the public rally in Katra. Heavy security forces including SPG, Army, Central Armed Police Forces and J&K Police have been deployed around the venue. My colleague Nivriti, in fact, is reporting from Ground Zero. Let's quickly take a listen.
We have Mr. Ashwini Dayal with us, who is the General Manager IT and SNT from IRCON, which is the PSU of Indian Railways, and is in a way responsible for the construction of this entire route. Sir, first of all, what is your role in this?
I was looking after the signal, telecom and ITC integrated tunnel communication works for IRCON International. Our portion was from Banihal till Sawalkot. So in this project, we did the entire signaling networks, CCTV surveillance network and SOS, PA, all those devices which are required for security infrastructure for smooth running of this train.
So all the security inside the train, in the tunnels, on the bridges is being looked after by you?
Yeah, we implemented it. Yeah, we implemented it, we commissioned it and we have successfully handed over to Indian Railways. Now operations will be dealt by Indian Railways.
So how How do you explain about the security of the tunnels, the bridges? If you can please one by one.
Yeah, see this entire project, it is primarily based on tunnels and bridges. We have, if we divide it in a total span of 252 kilometers, IRCON has done approximately 61 kilometers of main tunnel. And if we talk about cross passages and support tunnels, we have got escape tunnels. Escape tunnels are meant for the tunnels which are longer than 3.5 kilometers for the safety of the passengers in case of any exigencies or some emergency. So if we include that, so we have done approximately 122 kilometers of tunneling itself. So now these tunnelings are long. Like T50-51 tunnel is 13 kilometer long. That is the Asia's longest tunnel, rail tunnel. So to ensure security and smooth running of the train in these tunnels, we have placed CCTV at every 50 meters. So every 50 meters entire movement of the train is covered. It is being looked after, and there are tunnel control rooms on every station. And CCTV displays are there, large screens are there, they are manned. And then there are SOS telephones, Save Our Soul telephones, then service telephones, then a very, very specific thing which has been done first time in India, Indian Railways, within inside tunnel. This is the longest. We have put leaky cable for VHF communication, so that handset push to talk to telephones which are in your railways for security, for SNT, signaling and telecom, that has been provided in these trains also.
All right, let me quickly go across to my colleague Nivriti Mohan, who joins me live from Katra, J&K. Nivriti, a very good morning to you. What's the scene on the ground right now? Are crowds gathering ahead of Prime Minister Modi's arrival? I'm sure, there's a sense of excitement on the ground given Prime Minister Modi is set to inaugurate world's highest railway bridge, which has been under construction for years now. What are the locals saying?
So exactly, it is an exciting moment for everybody here, not only the people of Jammu and Kashmir, but also the officials who are here inside this train, and I am right now inside this also officials of Railway, Konkan Railway, and then IRCON, the Indian Railway Construction Company. They are all here waiting for the Prime Minister to flag off the Vande Bharat train that we are right now inside. And outside you can see, outside the window of the train, you can see people are waiting when the train will be flagged off from Katra railway station. This Vande Bharat is right now standing at the Katra railway station. And you can see small children, they were chanting slogans of Bharat Mata Ki Jai, shouting the slogans aloud, and they are sitting here waving the flag, the Indian tricolor, and waiting for this historical moment when Bharat train will be flying on this very, very ambitious route of Udhampur-Baramulla Srinagar railway line, which is now completely connected, and we are waiting for the first passenger Vande Bharat Make in India train, let me emphasize on that, to ply on that route. And with this train passing through that route, the entire section of 272 kilometers will be open for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, people of the people of whole country who are willing to come to see and enjoy the valleys of the Kashmir region. It will be connected to Kashmir now. And we were just playing the bite of Mr. Ashwini Dayal, who is the GM of IT and SNT of IRCON. He is right now sitting with us. Let us speak to him also. So what kind of moment is this for you?
It's a very proud moment for us. My entire team is here, design team is here, finance team is here. We are feeling very proud. We were waiting for this moment for past 1 year. When we connected till Sangaldan, we reached Sangaldan. Trains were plying from Sangaldan to Baramulla regularly on daily basis. So today is the moment then when we will be connecting to rest of the India.
So this section of Katra to Sangaldan is the very difficult section, is the last section to be opened now for public. And sir, this is the section which has 97% of the tunnel from Katra to Vande. What kind of difficulty did you face? Because it took almost 10 years to complete this.
So from
Network issue. Let me quickly go across to a panel of experts joining me live on this News9 special. I have with me Ahmed Ali Fayaz, senior journalist from JNK. I'm also joined by Raja Munib, columnist, and Arun Jamwal, former president, Jammu University Student Union. And very shortly, viewers, I'll also be joined by Javed Beg, social activist from JNK. I'll start with you, Mr. Fayaz. Do tell us how historic is the inauguration of Chenab Bridge for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. How historic is the inauguration of this bridge, the highest bridge so far for the people of Jammu and Kashmir?
This is firstly historic in the sense that this is for the first time that Kashmir is being physically integrated to the rest of the country 78 years after independence. Until today, there is not an all-weather, all-season, all-time route whereby you can come to Kashmir or you can go out of Kashmir from Srinagar to Delhi. If the weather is bad, if there are landslides, sometimes the only lifeline, which was the National Highway 1, which is now National Highway 44, it remains blocked due to mudslides and landslides because of the weather. And also, you have noticed that the air traffic also remains suspended for days. And after these routes, there is no means of communication of coming to Kashmir or going out of Kashmir. So Kashmir used to remain cut off from the rest of the world, from the rest of the country and from the rest of the world for many days a year. And this is for the first time that we are getting an all-weather, all-time route from Delhi to Srinagar, from Srinagar to the rest of the country. That way it is historic, and also from the engineering point of view, this is historic. You have said a lot about it, that this is the world's tallest bridge, 350 meters high. So these things do happen because there are all over the world, these projects are coming up. Someday there will be other projects will be surpassing this engineering feat. But the most important thing is that it is coming as an unprecedented boon to the people of Kashmir and the tourists from the rest of the country who aspire to visit Kashmir, and also the traders, the local students, thousands of whom do study in different Indian states. This is a big boon for all of them.
Right, continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Raja Munib, columnist. Raja, how do you really see the inauguration of the world's highest railway bridge in the context of Jammu and Kashmir's ongoing political narrative?
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Look, it's a landmark event basically in the history of Jammu and Kashmir, because even if you look at the way Jammu and Kashmir has been, primarily a landlocked kind of a state, where access to, valley had been limited during the winter times, especially, it had been a huge problem. It used to remain cut off from the rest of India, mostly because of bad weather and slides and, blockades. But if you look at the political, aspect of it, once you have people-to-people contact which are moving 24 by literally 365 days a year, and this geographical isolation has been dealt with in terms of bringing and integrating Kashmir completely with India, irrespective of the weather challenges which we see in the valley. Also, one more thing which is very important in this is that now Kashmir economy is going to get a big boost, especially the horticulture and the handicraft industry, which was always, grappling with issues of transportation from Kashmir to Delhi, mostly. That is going to get addressed, and that is also going to bridge a lot of gap in the valley in terms of, political, you can say, ideology coming together, or, the sense of integration of political minds happening in the valley. So bringing businesses together, bringing people of Jammu and Kashmir very close to rest of India, and obviously then bridging that gap. This Chenab, this this bridge is not a bridge of just for railways. It's actually bridging the gap between rest of India and Kashmir. So I think it's a very significant moment and a very significant event in the history of Jammu and Kashmir today.
All right, continue to stay with us. I'm also joined by Arun Jamwal, former President, Jammu University Student Union. Arun, let me, ask you this. How important is the rail connectivity for students who travel out of the region for education? Could this bridge really help them?
Absolutely. We have seen the times when it used to be, when we have to reach from Jammu to Srinagar, it takes near about 1 to 2 days, many of the times, because of landslide and other things. Because हमारे यहाँ पर हमने बहुत लोगों ने एक जिस तरीके से कहा गया पीछे ही दिल की दूरी और दिल्ली की दूरी देखी है बहुत समय तक, बिकॉज ऑफ फिजिकली इंटीग्रेशन. अब जो यहाँ पर फिजिकल इंटीग्रेशन हुआ है उसके कारण एक बहुत बड़ा बदलाव पिछले 10 साल में हमने यहाँ पर जम्मू कश्मीर में देखा है. और विशेषकर जैसे बारामूला से संगलदान तक रेल चलाई गई और कटरा तक पहुंचाई गई. अब जो कटरा और संगलदान का जो एक गैप था उसको पूरा किया गया USBRL प्रोजेक्ट के थ्रू, जिसमें लगभग 45,000 करोड़ का जो प्रोजेक्ट बना है. जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, यंगस्टर्स हैं, उनकी एस्पिरेशंस हैं एंड दे वांट टू कनेक्ट विद द होल ऑफ द इंडिया एंड द रेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया. और यहां पर हमने देखा कि वो जो एस्पिरेशंस हैं उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए सबसे बड़ा यहाँ पर जो इकोनॉमिक पिलर्स हैं हमारे, चाहे वो हॉर्टिकल्चर है, चाहे वो टूरिज्म है, उसको एक बहुत बड़ा स्पेस मिलेगा, एक बहुत बड़ा बूस्ट मिलेगा इस इंटीग्रेशन की वजह से. और जिस तरीके से कहा जाता था कि कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी, आज हमने अपने जीते जी उसको फिजिकली इंटीग्रेट होते हुए देखा है. और हम धन्यवादी हैं देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी का, जिन्होंने वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट इंजीनियर्स के साथ इस इंजीनियरिंग मार्वल को पूरा किया है. और जो रेल का एक सपना था कश्मीर का और जम्मू का कि पूरे देश के साथ जुड़े, और कश्मीर को पूरे देश के साथ जोड़ने का काम किया है. और सिर्फ ये प्रोजेक्ट ही नहीं, केवल एक ये ब्रिज ही नहीं, परंतु ये जो पूरा प्रोजेक्ट है, चाहे वो अंजी ब्रिज का जो आज बात हो और उसका इनॉग्रेशन हो, ये इस पूरे से ये सपना पूरा हो पाए. और वी आर रियली थैंकफुल टू दी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड स्पेशली हु इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग फ्रॉम द फ्रंट आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी. जम्मू कश्मीर का नौजवान, जम्मू कश्मीर का युवा और छात्र, स्टूडेंट्स, वी आर रियली थैंकफुल to the central government, Narendra Modi, and especially Narendra Modi ji.
Continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go to Ahmed Ali Fayaz. Ahmed Saab, when Article 370 was abrogated, Prime Minister Modi promised development for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. How do you see this bridge inauguration in that context? Is this a visible sign of that promise being delivered?
We'll have to give credit to the BJP government right from the Atal Bihari Vajpayee days, when in the year 2002 he declared this project as a national project. The work had begun during Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's time. This first concept had been given by Mrs. Indira Gandhi when she was the Prime Minister in 1983, a year before her assassination. But the work started after 1996, but there was a stone laying, foundation stone laying at Kazigund and at Baramulla by H.D. Devi Prime Minister, thereafter I.K. Gujral Prime Minister. So this project, this is an ongoing project, but they did not they did not spare a lot of money for it. So there was a need at the national level. There was an appreciation of this thing that on this expenditure, this project will never come up. So Atal Bihari Vajpayee did something historic in the year 2002. He declared it as a national project, and thereafter work started on it. So it has now come to a logical conclusion. It essentially is not related to abrogation of Article 370 or the developments which have taken place in August 2019 and thereafter. But this Narendra Modi government has given a lot of importance to all these projects, be it the national highway or be it the railways. After in the last 10 years, there has been remarkable progress in all these projects. For this, credit will go to Mr. Narendra Modi and his government. This is a fact, but this is not essentially related to Article 370 and abrogation of Article 370.
Continue to stay with us. Let me, in fact, quickly tell our viewers what's happening right on your screens. If we can take the full visuals, please. This is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In fact, he has already arrived in Riyasi of Jammu and Kashmir, and very shortly he will be inaugurating the world's highest railway bridge. Right on your screens, live visuals coming in from J&K. Prime Minister Modi is visiting J&K for the first time after Operation Sindoor, after Pahalgam attack, to inaugurate key projects worth 46,000 crore rupees. As Ahmed Saab and I were discussing, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had promised development, and that is what he's delivered. Viewers, one of the biggest highlights of the visit is the inauguration of this Chenab Rail Bridge, which is now the world's tallest railway arch bridge. Built at a height of 359 meters, right on your screens. This is the bridge that I'm talking about. The bridge is 1,315 meters long and designed to withstand strong winds and earthquakes as well. It will help connect Jammu and Kashmir more efficiently, reducing travel time and improving safety in this mountainous area. Let me quickly go back to Raja. Raja, as Ahmed Saab was saying, this project was first conceived during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time, and it's taken nearly 2 decades to reach completion. What does it really say about the scale and complexity of building something like the Chenab Bridge in a region like Jammu and Kashmir?
No, the challenges have been humongous in this region, because if you look at the topography and the geography of the area, it is not easy to carve out tunnels from, the mountains, the kind of, hill ranges we have. So it has taken more than 2 decades, to actually get this job done, which is a job actually very well done. But then the challenges have been enormous. You had, leakages happening in the tunnels. You had tunnels collapsing. You had issues when, it was coming to roads being built around this area. So there were a lot of challenges in regards to the topography of the place, as well as towards the
Seem to be facing some network issues. We'll try to get back to Raja Munib. In the meanwhile, let me quickly go across to Arun Jamwal. Arun, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, do you expect more focus on youth development? आपको लगता है कि प्रधानमंत्री का जो फोकस है वो इस बार जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के नौजवानों पे रहेगा, उनकी डेवलपमेंट पे रहेगा, alongside such infrastructure projects?
हमने पहले भी देखा और पिछले 11 साल से जम्मू कश्मीर देख रहा है, चाहे वो IIT, IIM और एम्स जैसे बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स हों, और हमने विकास पिछले 11 वर्ष के अंदर कनेक्टिविटी के माध्यम से भी देखा है। पर मैं ये जरूर विश्वास से कह सकता हूं, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से आपने कहा कि छात्रों को और यूथ को क्या इसका बेनिफिट है, क्योंकि बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो जम्मू के कश्मीर में पढ़ते हैं और कश्मीर के स्टूडेंट्स जम्मू में पढ़ते हैं। बहुत बार वेदर की वजह से एग्जाम्स को पोस्टपोन और कई चीजों को, इंटरव्यूज को पोस्टपोन करना पड़ता था। उसका कारण यही था कि कनेक्टिविटी 12 महीने एक जैसी नहीं रहती थी, बरसात के अंदर हो या ठंड के अंदर बर्फ के कारण हो। कई बार सड़कों को बंद किया जाता था जस्ट फॉर द सिक्योरिटी एंड सेफ्टी ऑफ द पीपल। बट आज ये जो ट्रेन और कनेक्टिविटी के माध्यम से एक बहुत बड़ा लाभ यूथ को और स्टूडेंट्स को यहाँ पर मिला है, और पिछले 11 वर्षों के अंदर ही इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट हो या बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स हों, वो हमने देखे हैं, और उसके कारण यंगस्टर को एक बहुत बड़ा मौका जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर मिल भी रहा है, और आने वाले समय पर इन प्रोजेक्ट्स के माध्यम से, इन इंफ्रा डेवलपमेंट के माध्यम से और भी मिलने वाला है। ये मैं जरूर विश्वास से और कन्विक्शन के साथ बोल सकता हूँ.
To stay with us, let me quickly go back to Ahmed Saib. Ahmed Saib, how important is the inauguration in the context of Prime Minister Modi's first visit post Operation Sindoor?
It conveys a signal, but it conveys very clearly that we are not cowed down by the terrorist attack at Pahalgam. It is a message to the people throughout the country and throughout the world that they must not have any fear in coming to Kashmir. They must return to Kashmir. The tourism activity, which was at its peak when compared to the last many years, this was at its highest. There was no space at Pahalgam and Gulmarg, and people used to go back. They didn't get a room here, so it has all nosedived to almost zero, coming up slightly. But I think this is a very significant announcement by Hello.
Yes, Ahmed Saab. Go ahead.
This is very important in the sense that it is very reassuring for the people who want to visit Kashmir, and this is in fact the beginning of the tourist activity after this Vaishno terrorist attack. I think this will bring a message to the people across the country that they will come, and I think that the number of the people who are interested in going to Amarnath Yatra this year, that will also increase. This is definitely big. This development gives a sense of confidence and also a sense of security to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Continue to stay with us. Raja, you heard Ahmed Saib. He believes that this inauguration is a strong signal that India is undeterred by Pakistan's cowardly attempt to derail Jammu and Kashmir's development. Before you answer that, let me quickly tell our viewers what exactly is happening right on our screens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Jammu and Kashmir, and he's now interacting with the workers in Katra of J&K. And that's, in fact, I would say a part of Prime Minister's personality. He always makes sure, in fact, makes sure that he speaks to everybody who is involved in any kind of project. And there, Prime Minister Narendra Modi being briefed about the projects, the various projects. He's also accompanied by J&K Chief Minister Omar Abdullah. Right on your screens, live visuals coming in from J&K. We'll continue to get you the latest from J&K. Do remember that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to, in fact, launch and inaugurate several major development projects worth 46,000 crore rupees, mainly in the Katra region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit also accompanied by MOS Jitendra Singh, Dr. Jitendra Singh, and their Prime Minister Narendra Modi also speaking to Union Minister Vaishno, Jitendra Singh, Omar Abdullah there accompanying Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while he also speaks to the workers and makes them feel special. That's a very, I would say, important part of Prime Minister's personality. There you can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi also making sure that they feel included, that they were a part of these projects, and they feel, in fact, that they are important too. Let me quickly go across to Raja, who continues to stay with us. Raja, as we were discussing, Ahmed Saib says that it's a strong message. It sends a strong message that India is not cowed down by the cowardly attack that Pakistan-sponsored terrorists carried out in Pahalgam on the 22nd of April.
No, he's absolutely right. Look, it's a huge message not only for Pakistan but for the rest of the world as well, that Jammu and Kashmir is an inalienable part of India, and it remains to do so. So it's a very, very strong message to the Pakistanis as well, and it's a very strong message to the people of Jammu and Kashmir as well, wherein the Prime Minister has clearly sent out a message saying that the rest of India firmly stands behind Jammu and Kashmir after the aftermath of terrorist attack in Vaishno and Pahalgam. So I think that's a very strong message being conveyed by the Prime Minister of India.
Continue to stay with us. Take a look at these live visuals, viewers. Once again, live visuals, in fact, coming in from Katra of J&K. Prime Minister Narendra Modi very shortly will be inaugurating several developmental projects worth over 46,000 crore rupees. Let me quickly go across to Arun Jambal, former president, Jammu University student. Arun, जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में, यूथ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट particularly a cause of concern रही है. How do you really see this better connectivity helping create more jobs for young people? आपको लगता है कि ऐसा होना पॉसिबल है?
बिल्कुल पॉसिबल है. जैसे हमने देखा कि पिछले कुछ दिन पहले ही देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्टार्टअप्स को रिकॉग्नाइज किया और कई लोगों को ऐसे जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छे स्टार्टअप्स किए हैं उनको फेलिसिटेट भी किया. उसमें कश्मीर के भी नौजवानों ने स्टार्टअप्स किए हैं. पर सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन की होती है, बिकॉज हॉर्टिकल्चर एक बहुत बड़ा सेक्टर है जो जम्मू कश्मीर का एक इकोनॉमी का सोर्स है. और उसमें जब कोई नौजवान स्टार्टअप करता है तो उसको बेसिक जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन और फैसिलिटीज की बात आती है उसमें फैसिलिटेट करने के लिए जो ये कनेक्टिविटी है ये बहुत बड़ा रोल निभाने वाली है. बिकॉज जम्मू के साथ ऑलरेडी पूरा देश कनेक्टेड था, बट कश्मीर आज भी अछूता था ट्रेन और रेल कनेक्टिविटी के साथ, जो कि अब सपना पूरा हुआ है. और मुझे ऐसा जरूर लगता है कि कश्मीर के नौजवानों की जो एस्पिरेशंस हैं उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा मील का पत्थर ये साबित होगा ये वाला प्रोजेक्ट. और स्टार्टअप्स की बात हो, बिकॉज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन पूरे देश का और पूरे विश्व का एक बहुत बड़ा कारण है. पर उसके साथ जम्मू कश्मीर भी अछूता नहीं है. जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर भी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट तो है ही, पर उसको देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जिस तरीके से आत्मनिर्भरता करके और कई स्कीम्स के माध्यम से कनेक्ट करने के लिए नौजवान को एक साधन देने के लिए एक दिशा निर्देश दिए हैं, मुझे लगता है कि कई नौजवान अब इस रेल कनेक्टिविटी का लाभ लेते हुए भी अपने स्टार्टअप्स को, जहां पर उनको दिक्कतें आती थी, परेशानियां आती थी, आज वो इस कनेक्टिविटी के कारण अपने स्टार्टअप्स को के सपने को पूरा कर पाएंगे. और ये एक बहुत बड़ा और एक बड़ा उच्चतम स्तर पर मैं बोलूं तो ये एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण कदम है देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा.
हमारे साथ बने रहिए. लेट मी क्विकली गो अक्रॉस टू अहमद अली फयाज. ही कंटिन्यूज टू स्टे विद अस. अहमद साहिब, how will this bridge improve rail connectivity between Jammu and Kashmir and the rest of India in practical terms?
People who used to go from Srinagar to Jammu or who used to come from Jammu to Srinagar, they had to spend a full day on it. They had to make a program on it. Now it is completely different. For example, if you sit in Srinagar, you have breakfast in Srinagar, you can have a lunch in Jammu and then a dinner back in Srinagar. This is not possible. This was never in the history. This was never possible. So it will be very easy for the people from Jammu and Kashmir, because these are two capital cities of a union territory which used to be a state until 2019. So the people have links and connections. This will definitely improve the trade links and other social connections between the two cities, which were not up to the mark, which were not as you have in other Indian cities. So this is definitely, this surface communication link will bring the people of Kashmir and Jammu together, and this will also render the old century-old practice of Darbar more irrelevant. So more and more people from Jammu will like to come to Kashmir, and they may also be interested in investing, making hotels and other infrastructure in Kashmir. The trend was completely reverse. Earlier, the people of Kashmir used to build their houses and their businesses in Jammu. So I think this will also be very significant in the sense that the trade, which is very, for example, the trade of perishable fruit. These days there is the season of cherries and strawberries. This fruit used to perish, and the merchants and the growers, they used to get minimal prices because it perishes. So, and we don't have controlled atmosphere storages in a large number in Kashmir. So we will be getting better markets. We'll be sending it the same day to Jammu and same day to Delhi. This is very, very important for particular categories: the tourists, the traders, the students, the common people, and also very important strategically for the security forces because until today they are coming in huge convoys from Jammu and from other places. So once this train links Kashmir to the rest of the country, so they will be using it at their requirement whenever they have to move. So until today, they did not have as I said earlier, they did not have an assured surface communication link. For example, if there was this national highway was blocked, the air traffic was blocked, so the troops could not move between Jammu and Srinagar. So strategy also it is very, very important.
Continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Raja Munib. Raja, historically, large infrastructure projects have faced significant delays. How does this one compare in terms of timelines and completion?
Look, unfortunately, every project which came in for surface linkage with Jammu and Kashmir to the rest of the India had faced many challenges and many delays. But honestly, to credit where it is due, it's the Narendra Modi government after 2014, which basically went ahead and prioritized, the national highways and the basic surface link projects, and not only in Jammu and Kashmir, but in rest of India. The kind of infrastructure build-up we have seen in rest of the country is also something which is really remarkable, and that thing has extended to Jammu and Kashmir as well. So we have seen this project finally getting delivered, and the challenges have been huge in terms of cost, in terms of men, in terms of material. It has always seen project escalations happening because of not meeting of the timelines. But finally, everything of that sort is in the past, and the reality is that Jammu and Kashmir today is, I would say, completely integrated. Not only by the bridge. This bridge is not only about transportation, but this bridge also brings in integration of politics, integration of economics, and integration of hope as well.
Stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Arun Jamwal. Arun, let me ask you a very simple, straight question. I asked something similar to Ahmed Ali Fayaz, also senior journalist. 5 अगस्त 2019 के बाद से अरुण JNK में क्या बदला है?
5 अगस्त 2019 के बाद एक एस्पिरेशनल चेंज आई है पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर, बिकॉज जहां पर 370 की आड़ के अंदर आज तक जम्मू कश्मीर एक बैकवर्ड स्टेट था, और कभी भी जम्मू कश्मीर के नौजवान हमेशा अपनी गुहार लगाते थे केंद्र सरकार के लिए हमको स्पेशल बेनिफिट्स दिए जाएं, बिकॉज हम लोग आज भी बैकवर्ड हैं। और 370 हटने के बाद हमने वो देखा है कि IIT एम्स जैसे बड़े बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट, और आज ही जिसका फाउंडेशन स्टोन देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री रखने वाले हैं, श्री माता वैष्णो देवी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल एक्सीलेंस, वो भी यहीं पर कटरा रियासी में उसका फाउंडेशन स्टोन रखने वाले हैं। ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूट जो वन ऑफ इट्स काइंड है और पूरे देश के अंदर जो प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूट के नाम से जाने जाते हैं। एक एस्पिरेशनल चेंज आई है और एस्पिरेशंस और बढ़ी हैं, और एक जो फिजिकल के साथ साथ एक जो मेंटल और एक जो इंटीग्रेशन है देश के साथ, बिकॉज आर्टिकल 370 वाज द वॉल ऑफ हेट्रेड बिटवीन द रेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री एंड द पीपल ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर। उसके कारण एक बहुत बड़े स्तर पर और एक बहुत बड़े समय तक उसने एक वॉल ऑफ हेट्रेड का काम किया है, जिसमें यहाँ पर अलगाव और आतंक ही पनपा है, और जिन लोगों की, जिन नौजवानों की एस्पिरेशंस थी, उनकी एस्पिरेशंस को कब करने का काम आर्टिकल 370 ने किया। और 370 हटने के बाद हमने देखा है स्वतंत्रता के साथ आज यहाँ पर इकोनॉमिक सेंस में अगर देखा जाए तो कई नौजवानों ने देश की तरक्की के लिए और कई नौजवानों ने जम्मू कश्मीर के एक इकोनॉमी में एक बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूट भी किया है, और उनकी एस्पिरेशन और भी ज्यादा करने के लिए हैं। अभी जस्ट मुझे लगता है कि 5 से 6 वर्ष हुए हैं 370 को हटे हुए, तो हमने एक बहुत बड़ा बदलाव देखा, और जैसे जैसे समय बीतता जाएगा इसके जो आयाम हैं वो और दिखते जाएंगे। और सबसे बड़ी बात बोलूं तो आम व्यक्ति जो है यहाँ पर जो दबा कुचला था, चाहे वो वेस्ट पाक रिफ्यूजी, जिनके लिए हम लोगों ने नेशनल मीडिया में कई बार सुना, गोरखा समाज हो, वेस्ट पाक रिफ्यूजीज हो, या जो दूर दराज के पाकिस्तान के, जो आज का पाकिस्तान है, उस क्षेत्र से आए हुए यहाँ के लोग हों, पीओजेके के डीपीज हों, गुज्जर बकरवाल हों, उनकी जो पॉलिटिकल जो राइट्स थे उनको कव करने का काम यहाँ पर हमेशा हुआ 370 की आड़ के अंदर. आज दे आर पोलिटिकली फ्री एंड दे आर पोलिटिकली एम्पावर्ड बाय द नेशनल गवर्नमेंट, बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. तो मुझे लगता है कि एक बहुत बड़े स्तर के ऊपर बदलाव देखा है हमने, और आने वाले समय पर और बहुत ज्यादा अपेक्षाएं हैं.
All right, continue to stay with us, gentlemen. It's time for us to see a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with lots more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
What, according to you, is the big buzz as far as the world of advertising and marketing is concerned?
For me, it's the evolution of tech, if you ask me. Like, advertisement, what 10 years before it used to be, it's exactly not right now. And I'm really fear the way the tech has evolved in last 3 years.
Right.
Like, if I used to tell...
They also say the job of the CMO has also evolved quite a lot in the last 10 years. There has been a sea change in what is expected of the average chief marketing officer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Suddenly, if you just talk to anyone within the team will come to you that how are you using AI? How are you using tech? How are you using Gen AI? Are they part of my campaign? And that's exactly the things are evolving. So, let's stick to this topic. Let's say AI. What it was, the way it developed, the AI developed from 2015 to let's say 2020 to 2023. That in 3-4 years, the development which happened. But if you look at the development of last 1 year, it's phenomenal.
What is to the nines? In literal terms, it's perfection. But to us, it's not just a phrase, it's an attitude. One that starts at your desk and sends a statement to the world. To the nines is about taking charge. It's a way of life where every seam, every fold, is crafted with excellence. It's timeless elegance and uncompromising quality made for the corner office. It's the ideas that inspire redefining order and elevating the tabletop. To the nines, for the leaders of today and the visionaries of tomorrow.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be launching multiple development projects worth over 46,000 crore rupees at Katra in Jammu and Kashmir. This is Prime Minister Modi's first visit to J&K since Operation Sindoor. During his visit, Prime Minister Modi will also inaugurate the Chenab Bridge, historically the world's tallest railway arch bridge. The Chenab Bridge is praised as an architectural marvel, standing 359 meters above the river. This 1,315-meter long steel arch bridge is designed to withstand seismic activity and strong winds. Among the other projects to be launched is the 272-kilometer Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla Rail Link project. The Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone for the Shri Vaishno Devi Institute of Medical Excellence in Katra, worth over 350 crore rupees. Prime Minister will also flag off Vande Bharat trains between Katra and Srinagar. A multi-tier security has been set up to ensure Prime Minister's safety during the public rally in Katra. Heavy security forces, including SPG, Army, Central Armed Forces and J&K Police have been deployed around the venue. My colleague Nivriti Mohan, in fact, is reporting from the ground. She gets us the latest. Let's quickly take a listen.
So we are at Katra station and you can see this small child carrying the photograph of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Beta, आपका नाम क्या है?
Prince Mandla.
Prince.
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you carrying?
ये मैंने मोदी जी के लिए स्केच बनाया है।
आपने खुद से बनाया है?
यस मैम।
उनको देने वाले हैं?
यस मैम।
कहाँ पे?
सर अभी अंदर ट्रेन में। यस मैम।
आएंगे तो आप उनको दोगे?
यस मैम।
कहाँ पढ़ते हो, क्या पढ़ाई करते हो?
मैं 6th क्लास में पढ़ता हूँ और अम्बा किड्स होम स्कूल में।
अच्छा।
यस मैम।
तो आप जम्मू से ही हो? जम्मू के?
हम कटरा में।
कटरा से हो?
यस मैम।
अच्छा, तो आप क्यों देना चाहते हो उनको ये स्केच?
सर मैं उनको गिफ्ट के तौर पे ये स्केच देना चाहता हूँ। उनका धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि उन्होंने ये हमारे कटरा को कश्मीर से जोड़ा।
कश्मीर से जोड़ा?
यस।
तो अच्छा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लगा मैम।
पहले कश्मीर जाते थे आप?
नो मैम, मैम पहली बार जा रहा हूँ मैं।
This is Make in India Vande Bharat Express standing at the Katra railway station, ready to ply on the Udhampur-Baramulla route, Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla Rail Link route, and it is well decorated, adorned with flowers, roses over here, ready to make a historical move here on the section that was awaited to be opened, that is Katra Sangaldan section, the most difficult section on the route because of its treacherous terrain and Himalayan that is difficult Himalayan terrain. This route was awaited to be opened, and now today that it is opening, the Vande Bharat is standing at Katra railway station waiting for its turn to ply on the route. And this train first of all will go to from Katra to towards Chenab Bridge, and when the Prime Minister inaugurates the bridge and throws the route open, ambitious and prestigious route which will be thrown open entirely for the public, because earlier some of the sections were open, but today with the opening of Katra Sangaldan section, the train will connect Jammu region to the Kashmir region for the first time through this rail route. And this is the Vande Bharat train which will be plying on the route, and Vande Bharat trains will be plying on the route regularly from 7th onwards. And today you can see it is all decorated and decked up with flowers, roses placed on it, and very beautifully decorated Vande Bharat train waiting for its journey over the route, especially this section which is between Katra and Sangaldan, where two longest bridges on the route will come. That is the Anji Bridge, which is the first cable-stayed bridge of the railways, and also the longest railway bridge in the world, and highest railway bridge in the world, that is Chenab Bridge, which is even higher than the Eiffel Tower. The train will cross all those destinations and various tunnels on the route, and you can 97% of the tunnels are in this section, which is between Katra and Banihal. So 97% of the route through tunnels is on this route, and this train will pass through all those tunnels on the entire route on the USBRL rail link. It is around 272 kilometers, and there are around 38 tunnels, making it 119 kilometers, and more than 300 bridges.
All right, I'm joined by Ahmed Ali Fayaz, senior journalist. Ahmed Saab, how important is it to increase the frequency of Vande Bharat trains between Srinagar, Jammu and Delhi to meet growing passenger demand, while we continue to discuss this absolute engineering marvel?
Yeah, audio volume from your side is very low. Can you repeat the question?
All right, Ahmed Saab, I'm asking you, how important is it to increase the frequency of Vande Bharat trains between Srinagar, Jammu and Delhi?
As of now, perhaps it will run smoothly because the number of the tourists is very low. The number of students has not fallen. It is as it was. I think currently they have given a schedule of trains, 2 trains from Srinagar to Jammu and 2 trains from Jammu to Srinagar, excluding on Tuesdays and Wednesday. On Tuesdays there will be only 1, and on Wednesdays there will be only 1. So this frequency has to be increased, particularly between Srinagar and Jammu, and the people of Kashmir also demanding that this should be a service between Srinagar and Delhi. It can stop definitely at Jammu and some other places like Ludhiana and Ambala. But the people of Kashmir say that this is their demand, that this train should go, Vande Bharat train, should directly go from Srinagar to Delhi via Jammu. And there can be some trains between Srinagar and Jammu only, but this number will have to be increased. As of now, there are only 2 trains. This number will have to go up to at least 4 trains.
I'm sorry for interrupting. We're getting some live reactions. Let's quickly cut across.
लेकिन सर कई सालों के अनुभव के बाद USBRL सेक्शन में ट्रेन दौड़ाना ये किस तरह का अनुभव?
ये आपके लिए, हमारे लिए, सभी भारतवासियों के लिए, चाहे भारतवासी कहीं भी रह रहे हैं, एक बड़े फख्र की बात, प्राउड की बात, गर्व की बात है कि एक ऐसा सपना जो राजा महाराजा ने सपना देखा था कि कभी यहाँ रेल चलाने की, उन्होंने सर्वे भी एक बार एक राजा ने कराया था। इतने सालों के बाद इस सपने को सच किया हमारे आदरणीय माननीय यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मोदी जी के और हमारे माननीय रेल मंत्री श्री वैष्णो जी, रेल के सभी कर्मचारी, पार्टिकुलर की रेलवे के जो इंजीनियर्स हैं, उनका जो मेहनत, लगन, कठिन परिश्रम, उनका जो उनकी डेडिकेशन, डिवोशन, डिटर्मिनेशन से पॉसिबल हुआ है। ये आसान काम नहीं था, ये साधारण काम नहीं था। इस काम में कई चैलेंजेस थे, कई पहाड़ सख्त थे, कई पहाड़ नरम थे। आप जब गाड़ी में जा रहे हैं और जो आनंद की अनुभूति होती है, सुंदर मनोरम दृश्य देख के, त्रिपुरा पर्वतों से जब हम माता वैष्णो देवी का आशीर्वाद लेके निकलते हैं और हर वर्षवासी एक मनोरंजक यात्रा करके, ये भारत के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी बात है। हमें लगता है कि हम विकसित दुनिया में आगे हैं, जिसके लिए
जितना जो बाकी जगहों पर जो वंदे भारत चल रही है और ये जो वंदे भारत चलेगी, क्या कुछ अलग से
इसमें सभी आधुनिक सुविधाओं से ये लैस है। 12 महीने गाड़ी चलेगी किसी भी मौसम में, चाहे सर्दी का मौसम हो, बर्फ का मौसम हो। इसमें ईज है, इसमें कंफर्ट है, इसमें रिलायबिलिटी है, इसमें सेंट्रली हीटिंग सिस्टम लगा हुआ है, इसमें प्लग्स बाहर सभी को हीटिंग सिस्टम दिया हुआ कि सर्दियों में यात्रियों को सुविधा ना हो। आदरणीय रेल मंत्री जी और माननीय भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी, इनका यही प्रयास हर समय रहता है कि यात्रियों को अधिक से अधिक सुविधाएं प्रोवाइड की जाएं और पूरे वर्ल्ड में हम विश्व स्तरीय सुविधाएं रेल यात्रियों को प्रोवाइड करें।
सर, आप लोगों को कुछ अलग से इसके लिए ट्रेनिंग दी गई है इस सेक्शन के लिए?
हम लोग वी आर प्रोफेशनल पर्सन्स, वी नो हाउ टू हैंडल दी वंदे भारत, और जो नई चीजें आती हैं उसके लिए हमें जरूर ट्रेन किया जाता है। हमारे जो अधिकारीगण हैं वो समय समय पर रिफ्रेशर कोर्स, सेफ्टी कोर्स सभी स्टाफ को करवाते रहते हैं।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर।
Live reactions, in fact, there from Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be flagging off Vande Bharat train very shortly from now on. Let me quickly go across to Raja Munib, columnist. Raja, the government says that this bridge will drastically reduce travel time and improve access to remote areas. But what's the real on-ground impact likely to be for ordinary people in the valley?
What this primarily is going to do is a couple of things. One, in terms of tourism, it's going to give a big boost because Jammu and Kashmir had become such a tourist destination that during peak summers, owing to exorbitant airfares, many people from rest of the India would not travel to Jammu and Kashmir because it was not financially viable for them. It became very expensive as a tourist destination. So I think that is the first thing which is going to see. So we're going to see an increased number of tourists which will be coming into Jammu and Kashmir now, as we have seen previously after the abrogation of Article 370 in 2019. So that is going to have a big impact on the local economy of Jammu and Kashmir. You will have more thriving tourism happening in Jammu and Kashmir. And apart from that, for the local people, it's a big boost because, the transportation cost of horticulture or, of even floriculture, which Kashmir is famous for, always had this, a high tariff rate owing to the road and the condition of the road. Most of the times, these perishable items would not even reach Delhi because of the logistical constraints which people had to, bear on this. So I think that that's another thing which is going to, ease the suffering of the people, ease the business for the people of the valley. So it's boon into both ways. in terms of tourism in Kashmir, as well as in terms of marketing Kashmiri products, whether it is horticulture, floriculture, or handicraft, items back into to the rest of the India. So both ways, it's going to it's going to give a major boost to Jammu and Kashmir, especially to the people of the valley, even if they are from the remote areas, because now transportation becomes much more easier and much more accessible than it was before in the past.
Gentlemen, continue to stay with me. In fact, it's time for us to put a quick commercial break. We'll be right back and continue our marathon coverage from J&K. Do remember that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in fact all set to inaugurate world's tallest bridge today, very shortly from now. And he will also be inaugurating development projects worth over 46,000 crore rupees in Katra of J&K. Continue to stay with us. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Fertility rates in South India have dropped more sharply.
In the future, you can see it going further down.
Population aging is definitely a cause of concern.
This is an alarming situation. Horror of horrors, the Pollachi horror. Anna University case is despicable.
Of course, there is a political angle everywhere involved.
Can they ever erase the trauma of these Tamil women?
They give a lot of psychological counseling and support to the victims.
Can we still make up?
Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers, the Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brandwalas.
Fertility rates in South India have dropped more sharply.
In the future, you can see it going further down.
Population aging is definitely a cause of concern.
This is an alarming situation. Horror of horrors, the Pollachi horror. Anna University case is despicable.
Of course, there is a political angle everywhere involved.
Can they ever erase the trauma of these Tamil women?
They give a lot of psychological counseling and support to the victims.
Can we still make up?
What is to the nines? In literal terms, it's perfection. But to us, it's not just a phrase, it's an attitude. One that starts at your desk and sends a statement to the world. To the nines is about taking charge. It's a way of life where every scene, every fold, is crafted with excellence. It's timeless elegance and uncompromising quality made for the corner office. It's the ideas that inspire redefining order and elevating the tabletop. To the nines, for the leaders of today and the visionaries of tomorrow.
Light, camera, and action. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite snack because News9 is here with your weekend dose of entertainment. It's time to take a deeper dive into the buzzworthy happenings of the entertainment world. From celebrity gossips to exclusive conversations, from nostalgic moments to News9's pick of the week, don't worry, we've got you covered here. And I hope you've grabbed your popcorn by now because News9's page 3 is here to serve you everything that we call entertainment. So do stay tuned every Saturday and Sunday, 2:30 p.m.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9, English news as it should be.
You're watching News9. I'm Neha Bhan. A quick look at the top stories this hour. Prime Minister Modi to unveil world's highest railway bridge over Chenab shortly, set to flag off Vande Bharat Express from Katra to Srinagar. Hemant Kumar Singh takes charge as Bengaluru's Commissioner of Police. BJP's B.Y. Vijayendra demands Chief Minister's resignation over stadium stampede, blames government for tragedy, says government is covering its fault by making police department a scapegoat. Elon Musk makes bombshell claim on X, says that Trump hasn't released the Jeffrey Epstein files because he's on it. On the other hand, Trump says Musk just went crazy. Tesla shares dropped 14.3%, losing $150 billion in market value amid the ugly feud between Trump and Musk. RBI reduces repo rate by 50 BPS to 5.5%, stance changed to neutral. Delhi government bans illegal killing sacrifice on Eid, bans sharing of videos on social media. Harvard University files complaint against Trump's action blocking foreign students from attending the school. And Israel carries out airstrikes on southern suburbs of Beirut ahead of Eid al-Adha celebrations. All right, moving on to Bengaluru now. Four people have been arrested in Chinnaswamy Stadium stampede case, and a significant development related to the stampede case at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The Cubbon Park police have arrested 4 individuals. The 4 accused are associated with the Karnataka State Cricket Association, DNA Networks and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Central Crime Branch and Cubbon Park police have jointly conducted an operation leading to the arrest of 4 individuals. Among those arrested are Nikhil Sosale, a representative of Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Sunil Mathiv from the event management firm DNA Networks. The police apprehended Nikhil at the airport as he was reportedly attempting to leave the city. As part of the ongoing investigation, police have also carried out raids at the residences of certain office bearers of the Karnataka State Cricket Association. The authorities are focusing on uncovering possible lapses in event management, crowd control and ticket distribution that may have led to the chaotic situation. Meanwhile, the government has suspended several top police officers, including Police Commissioner B. Dayanand, Additional Commissioner Vikas Kumar, Vikas, DCP Central Shekhar Tekanavar, ACP Cubbon Park Division Balakrishna, Cubbon Park Inspector Girish, Station House Officer, Cubbon Park Police Station, Police Officer in charge of security arrangements at the Chinnaswamy Stadium has also been suspended. Also, a letter from the Karnataka State Cricket Association to government on the 3rd of June about the facilitation of RCB players at Vidhana Sauda has emerged. KSCA permission request letter for Vidhana Sauda event was given on the 3rd of June before 7:30 p.m. The government later gave a justification for the suspension of the corps, saying that the CEO of RCB had intimidated Commissioner of Police Bengaluru City on the 3rd of June about holding the victory parade and celebrations on the 4th of June 2025. However, the Office of the Police Commissioner failed to give written reply to the organizers, rejecting the permission on the grounds of lack of time to prepare for such a huge event. The RCB and Cricket Association went ahead to tweet about the celebrations and inviting the fans to Chinnaswamy Stadium without going through the usual practice of issue of tickets or passes. Despite the knowledge of these developments and expectation of huge turnout of cricket fans by the police, steps were not taken to either have the event organized systematically at the stadium or give adequate information to the public to take necessary precautions for their safety or provide additional police force for appropriate crowd management. Further, the letter says that the above situation was not discussed with the higher-ups for taking necessary guidance and advice in the matter. As a result, the situation went out of control and brought a lot of misery, loss of precious life and embarrassment to the government. Karnataka BJP President D.Y. Vijayendra hit out at the government, saying that the state government has acted only after coming under pressure, saying that action has been taken against RCB and the Karnataka Cricket Association, also adding that the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar and Home Minister G. Parmeshwara should be held accountable. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Wajiullah, who joins me live with more details on the same. Waji, a lot has happened since morning. Let's begin with the 4 people who have been arrested. What's the latest on that front? We believe that there were a couple of more people. In fact, the police had arrived at the residence of 2 more people, but they were said to be absconding. What's the latest? In fact, we cut across to Jammu and Kashmir now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi there is inaugurating multiple developmental projects worth over 46,000 crore rupees in Katra of J&K. This is Prime Minister Modi's first visit to Jammu and Kashmir since Operation Sindoor, holding the flag high. Prime Minister sending out a very strong message there that nothing, absolutely nothing can deter development in Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurating the Chenab Bridge, historically the world's highest railway arch bridge. The Chenab Bridge is praised as an architectural marvel, standing 359 meters above the river. They are accompanying the Prime Minister is J&K Chief Minister Omar Abdullah and Manoj Sinha, the Lieutenant Governor. There, in fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated the Chenab Railway Bridge, the world's tallest bridge. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi there, in fact, is in J&K for the first time since Operation Sindoor, holding the flag high. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is sending out a strong message that India hasn't cowed down to Pakistan's cowardly attack and that it is completely undeterred by Pakistan's cowardly attempt to derail development in Jammu and Kashmir. Let's talk about the Chenab Bridge that is praised as an architectural marvel, standing 359 meters above the river. This 1,315-meter long steel arch bridge is designed to withstand seismic activity and strong winds. Among the, in fact, other projects to be launched is the 272-kilometer Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla Rail Link project. The Prime Minister is also all set to lay the foundation stone for the Shri Vaishno Devi Institute of Medical Excellence in Katra, worth over 350 crore rupees. Between Katra and Srinagar. Let me quickly go across to Ahmed Ali Fayaz, senior journalist. He continues to stay with us, and giving us the latest on J&K. Well, Ahmed Ali Fayaz Saab, Prime Minister Narendra Modi holding the national flag high, sending out a strong message, like you said, that India hasn't really cowed down to Pakistan's cowardly attacks, isn't it?
Absolutely it is. You'll see the results. I think this is the most reassuring development for the people who had cancelled their bookings for the hotels and houseboats in Kashmir. I think many of them in large numbers will return to Kashmir very soon after this inauguration. I'm sure about it. And as far as the students and some other people, some traders who had also returned because of some fears after this Vaishno terrorist attack and the situation which developed thereafter, I think all of them will resume their businesses and their academic activities and trade activities, I think, as usual. So it's historic.
Right. Let me also ask you this, Ahmed Saab. You know, the government has invested heavily in tourism infrastructure post Article 370. How effective have the efforts really been in attracting more visitors and boosting local economies?
I believe the budget for tourism promotion with the Union Territory government, it is the highest. It is rupees 50 crores for the current year. Previously, it used to be only 4 to 5 to 6 or 8 crores of rupees. This is now 50 crores. I think that they will have to spend this money judiciously, and there has to be more application of mind. More stakeholders shall have to be included in it. I think that just holding fame tours and other conferences, that is not sufficient. They must attract people from all walks of life, including the business persons, corporate headquarters from Bengaluru to Delhi and Mumbai. They must be brought here. They can hold annual general meetings in Kashmir. This will give a sense of security and sense of peace to the people, which is needed very much at this point of time. And there must be a very aggressive campaign of tourism promotion, not only in the country but also throughout the world. That has to be done. In terms of money, there is no issue, but in terms of implementation, there are definitely issues. All the television channels and media, including social media, they must be associated with this promotion. That has to be done.
All right, continue to stay with us, Ahmed Saib. I'm also joined by Mir Oveis Shafi, entrepreneur from Kashmir. Mir Oveis, with the projects like Chenab Bridge and improved connectivity, how do you really see business opportunities evolving in Kashmir?
Hi, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank you to give me this opportunity for speaking here. I mean, you know, I belong to a business class, and I tell you that this connectivity, the major boost that happens to the economy is the connectivity, and connectivity is very important. Now we see that, you know, Prime Minister's initiative of starting a train service from Jammu to Srinagar, connecting this this was said to be the very difficult terrain. Now this has been connected, and now you know, there will be the travel time will reduce, a lot of things will improve. The infrastructure, it is always like we should always be up with the government when it's about infrastructure. You know, I'll tell you, I'll explain how it helps. Basically, I come from a horticultural family. My father, my grandfather, forefathers have been horticulturists for a long time, and we have had a difficult time commutation, sending our goods from Kashmir to rest of the country or outside the country. And now this train has come. It will reassure us, it will reassure those who depend on horticulture, who depend on exports. Now the commutation time will reduce definitely, and it will make Kashmir more accessible through the point of the view of tourists. Now a lot of people can come in. You know, we have seen that, you know, in winters when there were snowfall, landslides, road used to be shut for weeks, maybe sometimes. You know, although government had been working very hard to keep the roads very clear, but it's difficult in this terrain to always keep the road moving, to always keep the traffic moving. So I think this train will give it an edge. I mean, this is the first infrastructure project like that, and we would like to thank Prime Minister of the country. And as much as many as stakeholders I have spoken to, everybody is very positive about this development. I mean, this is the beginning. I mean, we would want many more projects. And I'll tell you about the economic aspiration of India is to become 10 trillion, 20 trillion or 30 trillion economy. But do not exclude Kashmir from this. If India has to become $1 trillion economy, Kashmir has to be the center. We have forgotten about our old slick route that used to go from Kashmir towards, Central Asia. Now we need to, re-understand the thing, and then we need to connect the Kashmir Valley back to Central Asia again.
All right, continue to stay with us. I'm also joined by Raja Munib, columnist. Raja, let me ask you this. We're calling this an engineering marvel, but is it also about a political statement? Is it also a political statement about the centre's long-term stake in Kashmir post-Article 370 abrogation? Raja, you'll have to unmute yourself, please.
Yes. I'm sorry about that. No, you're absolutely right, Neha, because this is a very strong political statement. If you look at the connectivity which was between the valley and the rest of India, the projects were already there, but the approach from other governments was quite lackluster. It was not on a war footing. We had not seen projects getting done in Jammu and Kashmir when it came to surface linkages on war footing. It was always a very slow process, which was going very slow, very gradually, but the approach has changed. Especially after abrogation of Article 370, we have seen the projects being taken on priority, timelines being met, the PMO monitoring developmental projects in Jammu and Kashmir, especially with the highway as well as the rail link. So there was a constant effort and a constant, push to get these infrastructural projects delivered on time in Jammu and Kashmir. And that is in itself is a very, very strong political statement, which is being sent by the Prime Minister, not only to the rest of the country, but to the world as well.
Right, continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Ahmed Saib. Ahmed Saib, seeing the national flag held so high by the Prime Minister at such a landmark moment, what impact do you think this has on local youth and their sense of identity? Especially, I'm talking about a place like Jammu and Kashmir.
You must have noticed in the last 5-6 years, after the imposition of the governor's rule and thereafter the creation of the union territory, there have been small groups who have been holding the Indian tricolor. Most of these events used to be sponsored by sometimes by security forces, sometimes by the state authorities. But this situation is now changing. I think this will definitely have an impact once the Prime Minister of India comes and holds the flag, the tricolor at this bridge. So this definitely is telling the people of Kashmir that you people are with us and we people are with you. But previously there used to be a lot of alienation. There have been otherization of the Kashmiri people, mostly on the television channels. Because of this, there has been definitely, you must admit that there has been a sense of alienation in the last few years. I'm not saying that this is at the behest of any government functionary or it is a policy of the government, because it can never be. This has been absolutely counterproductive. This has not allowed the people of Kashmir to integrate psychologically and politically with the rest of the country. This thing has to be stopped. I think that they will have to draw lines. They will have to stop the people, because you have seen the people in the system have promoted competitively separatism in Kashmir in the last many years, and it's not only one party. This culture has been there since 1999, in the last 20-25 years. So this Hurriyat Conference and other separatists, they have gone completely dormant, or they have been muted over the years. This time, there is a necessity of integrating people, owning the people of people of Kashmir with love and affection, but unfortunately a section of the social media, it has been condemning them, it has been projecting all of them as suspects and the people who are providing shelter to terrorists. This absolutely is not the story. You have seen the public demonstrations after this Baisaran terrorist attack, how people of Kashmir came off their own. There was no state facilitation, no authorities were behind it. They came out on the streets with condemnation to all such incidents. This didn't happen in the past. I think this event is very important, but it has to be taken down to Srinagar and other towns in Kashmir. The people of Kashmir shall have to be owned with love and affection. There is a definitely political issue, but not the political issue which certain political parties have been highlighting, and they have been demanding every now and then that you must talk to militants in Pakistan. I don't see it that way in this year 2025. It is a completely changed situation, but the problem is that once there is otherization, once there is stereotyping of the people in Kashmir, and once there some incidents do happen where the people, the students across the country, they have been expressing doubts and apprehensions. Sometimes they feel insecure, particularly after some recent incidents. This should not happen. So there is a need of political integration in which the ruling party, particularly because you have seen there have been elections of massive participation in the year 2024, both assembly and Lok Sabha elections. This is the responsibility of the mainstream politicians. Unfortunately, they have not been asserting themselves the way they should. They passed a unanimous resolution in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly against terrorism, but the resolution did not name and shame the perpetrator. Only one of the 28 BJP MLAs in the Assembly said that Pakistan should be named in it. 27 MLAs of the BJP also were silent to it. None of the other parties stressed on this point. So once the leaders who are in ZAD protection security, if they will not assert, how do you expect the people on the streets in Kashmir, how do you expect them to assert in these terms of national integration? This is a very important policy issue which the government of India must reassess, and they must reframe their policies. So development alone is not sufficient for Kashmir's psychological, political, and economic integration. This is very important. There have to be changes in the policy.
Okay, let me take it from here and toss it over to Raja Munib. Raja, let me ask you this. Can infrastructure developments like this bridge play a real role in bridging the feeling of alienation, if there is any, in Jammu and Kashmir?
No, absolutely it does, because as I said, it's going to bring more and more people into Jammu and Kashmir, and especially in the Kashmir Valley, the numbers are going to be huge. So once, more and more people travel to the valley, that sense of alienation which is there, or which was there previously in the valley, also reduces. The gap also reduces, because communication, between the people of Kashmir and people of rest of India is very, very important. And that doesn't only include on tourism level. It also means on economic levels. It also means on political level. And this kind of messaging, the infrastructure, the surface link, accessibility always brings people together geographically. It brings people together culturally. So I think, it is going to address the issue of what there is on the ground, or any sense of alienation which still remains on the ground. I think it will address that issue as well.
Continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Mir Shafi, entrepreneur from Kashmir. Mir, what has changed in Kashmir since 5th of August 2019?
There have been a lot of change, a positive change, but then we have seen certain bads too. When we talk about the tourism, and the inflow of tourism had obviously been much more than before, but then recent attacks and the attacks in Jammu region, we see that government was talking about normalcy. It is not as normal as government used to say that it's normal. There is still a problem. And we cannot the chest thumping of the government cannot be paid by the common people of India who come here as a tourists. I mean, this is not done. While as other things, rest of the things, that there has been pretty change, and now since that we have the elected government, I mean, it is time for India. It is time for Prime Minister Modi to think about getting back the statehood back. Because let the state government that is chosen by the people
Mir Owaisi Shafi, when I asked you what has changed in Jammu and Kashmir after Article 370, I meant in terms of development. I'll appreciate if you stick to that, please.
The question is very ambiguous. It's very ambiguous. Like there is no direct answer to this. I told you there are certain change, certain good things have happened, but then we are now almost ruled by somebody who is from the UP. I mean, we are ruled by LG. That is not how the democratic country works. That's not how federal country works. Now, what works is that we have the elected government. Let the elected government run as it wishes, because it is the aspirations of the people ultimately that are going to be at play. Now we cannot be ruled by somebody by the dictates of somebody who doesn't even belong to the state. I mean, there is a government. We have the state government that is elected by the people. Let them control, let them run the government now freely, and then let them decide on the things. See, development, there's like, you are talking about the China model of development. There is no country as developed as China. But what happens is that there is no people's will. When you talk about a development, when you talk about a democratic country, in democratic country, it is necessary to respect the people's will. I mean, if you want to run your country like China does, and they boast about their
trying to say, Mir Owaisi Shafi, what are you trying to say? Ahmed Saab, I'd like you to come in. Raja, please feel free to make a comment here as well. Whatever Mir is saying, is there any truth to it? I mean, has development really not taken place at all in J&K? What does he mean when he say that India, if you want to run our country like China, I mean, what exactly does he mean by that?
I don't even think Mir even knows how China runs his country. Had Mir known, Mir would not have been on TV. He would have been in a concentration camp like the Xinjiang Muslims, which are sitting in concentration camps and forced to force-fed pork and every other thing. So I don't even think this guy knows what he's talking about, to be very honest. And making this political statement that somebody coming from UP and ruling you had Kashmiris who were governors in Bihar and in Madhya Pradesh as well. So that applies to you as well. So when you make that statement, you have to understand how democracy works. Nobody is there to ruling you. There's a difference between ruling and there's a difference between administration. Get your facts straight before you come up with these concocted kind of statements just to, please a certain audience in the valley because, you might have a political inclination towards it. And second thing is you have a democratic elected government running in the valley and it's running very well in conjunction with the center. So I don't think where your claim is coming in from. Now, third thing is, I don't know what you mean by there is, it's an ambiguous question about development. Just before that, you're basically contradicting yourself where you said as an entrepreneur, this has actually gone ahead and changed will change, things for me in a big way because I come from a horticulture family. So if you think development is not going to work for you, then my friend, I think you need to get your lenses of ambiguity out and you need to see the clarity which is straight in your face. So I think this is something which is, unfortunate the way he's trying to be politically correct. And this is exactly what the politicians of Kashmir feed the common people, and that is why they fall victim to the common people like this. We have seen this time and again, this is exactly what the separatists used to do. And nobody had the will to question them when it came to, it came to the narratives of the separatists who would utter these nonsensical words, if I'm about to say that, on TV and on different media channels.
Absolutely.
You need to separate the wood from the forest. And, if you cannot see the forest and you just see the woods, then my friend, I think you got a problem. The world doesn't have a problem. So we see it very clearly what's happening there.
Absolutely. And Ahmed Saab, I'd also like you to come in here. Is it really fair to link incidents like the recent Pahalgam terror attack with the changes and development efforts that have taken place in J&K since August 5, 2019? The centre has been consistently working to bring development, to bring changes, to bring tourism to Jammu and Kashmir. What will it take for the people of J&K to really understand and appreciate that?
We'll have to appreciate that this development, it has not stopped. It had not stopped even before the abrogation of Article 370, and thereafter it has also not stopped. This is an ongoing process. I think the funds have flown more than before after this abrogation of 370. There are some projects, big projects like the IIT and IIM and AIMS in Jammu. A lot of money has been spent on the widening of the national highway. This is also a fact that this big ambitious project is coming to a logical conclusion. This year, money is being spent. There is not a problem. But Mir OS is correct to an extent in his observation. I'm telling you how. I'm not agreeing to him fully, but this is a fact that Jammu and Kashmir currently has two power centers. Even after the elections, the assembly elections and the formation of the government, most of the powers are not with the civilian government. I mean the political government. This is a fact that the delivery is not happening the way it is happening in the states like Punjab and Himachal Pradesh and other places. I have been interacting also with the chief minister, other ministers also, and most of them seem to be helpless in many matters because we have noticed it that the bureaucracy does not take orders from them because the transfers of the bureaucracy, writing, the process of writing their APRs, this all is with the Lieutenant Governor. That is a fact, and as long as it is a union territory, it will continue to be a fact. So there is a state of powerlessness. Some of the people feel that they are disempowered to a great extent. That is a fact. But saying that the development has retarded, it has stopped, that's not a fact.
All right, let's take the discussion forward. Ahmed Saab, let me ask you this. Alongside the Chenab Bridge, J&K has also seen projects like the Jojila Tunnel and new airports. How are these transforming the region's connectivity landscape?
All these projects are very important. For example, if you take Jojila Tunnel, so this will make the distance between Srinagar and Kargil and Leh, it will remarkably reduce it because the biggest hindrance was the Jojila, this hill. So this after some years, one of the tunnels has been completed. You have seen that Prime Minister has inaugurated in this December last year. That Sonmarg tunnel, and thereafter the work is going on another tunnel. So it will be possible for you to reach from Srinagar to Leh in one particular day. This is also very strategically also in the context of the Sino-Indian skirmishes of the year 2020. This is very important. This surface communication link between Srinagar and Leh. And as far as the airports are concerned, we have seen tremendous this development at Jammu Airport. A lot of has happened, but a section of is yet to happen. And there are plans of the expansion of the Srinagar Airport. Also, I'm sure about it that money is not a problem. Money is flowing. The process of decision making that has to be, I think, if the center concedes the demand of the restoration of statehood, I think that day this issue will be addressed, because I'm repeating that currently the people's representatives, members of Legislative Assembly and the ministers, all of them are saying that we have no powers. The officers are not taking dictates and orders from us. So we are unable to implement the programs and the promises they have made in their election manifestos. That is a fact, but I think that is a larger political issue which has to be settled between the Union Territory political dispensation and the Government of India.
All right, continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Mir Ovies Shafi. Mir, as an entrepreneur, what sectors do you see as the most promising for the new business growth in Kashmir, if you have to talk about the next 5 years?
First, thank you, Neha. First, if you let me this opportunity, I would want to react back to what Raja said. He wants to question my integrity and my nationality. But I tell him that people like him have recently, they have recently seen this nationalism grow in them. They are more, I call them more pocket money nationalists than the nationalists. Because I have been working in Kashmir. I've been working in Kashmir for 5 years. I had worked in UK, and thereafter, after 2019, I won abrogation of article. I wanted to come back to Kashmir and do my bit. And now he wants to tag me anti-national. I don't know what answer do I have for him. I mean, the pocket money nationalists who see that their pockets are being stuffed by the people. I mean, obviously he will speak this language and call everybody anti-national because we have different views than contrary views to his. You know, I'll tell you what we need to do in Kashmir right now is that there are a lot of things happening now. We always focus on tourism, and we keep on narrating tourism, and tourism can improve the growth, tourism can get us numbers, but let me tell you the fact, tourism only contributes 3% of our economy. What contributes to our economy is horticulture. Horticulture contributes 60% to our economy, to our GDP, and that means that indirectly 30 lakh families are directly dependent on horticulture. Before I started this debate, I told you that how this connectivity is going to affect 30 lakh families directly and positively. I always, I wanted to keep the positive side of it. Then you told me what has been happening since the 370 abrogation. Not all the things that happen are always good. Obviously, there are some bad stuff. We should point out them. I mean, I don't think that is anti-national in any way.
All right, Mir. All right, Mir Shafi. All right, Mir Ovesh Shafi. I did not want to retort. I heard you very, very patiently. Let's be clear. And let's talk facts here. India is a vibrant democracy, sir, where people's voices matter. Unlike China's autocratic regime, where dissent is crushed. I believe you have absolutely no idea how China works. Comparing India's development to China, it is not only unfair, sir, it's factually wrong. Our progress in J&K is built on democratic principle. It's not built on authoritarian control, sir. Let's talk on facts, sir. And I really appreciate. I've given you enough airspace, sir. I really appreciate if you can stick to the topic, please. I asked you a very simple question, sir. Please stick to it. Very respectfully, please stick to it. What sectors do you see as the most promising for new business growth in the next 5 years in Kashmir Valley? Please stick to it, sir.
My view. I never said that we are China. I said that, we are proud of our country.
Sir, I am again, I very respectfully am asking you again to please stick to what I've asked you. I don't want to discuss anything else. Right now, the day is about the developmental projects in J&K.
Yes.
It's about the thriving democracy.
Now,
I'm sorry, I will not let you derail my discussion, sir. Please.
No, I'm not derailing the discussion.
No, I would request you to please stick to what I have asked you, if you can,
I am sticking. I started with the development. I started with the narrative of the development. What I'm telling is that, we should push more and more entrepreneurs. We should put in more money, and, agricultural entrepreneurs should be, we can benefit a lot from it. From agriculture benefit, there have been a number of times when Prime Minister Modi spoke to a lot of entrepreneurs who are basically from the agricultural background, and then that's where the thing is that we need to focus more on agriculture. We need to focus more on horticulture. We are already milk surplus. This is the only state. Kashmir is the only state that is a milk surplus. Can you imagine? There are entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs who who are engaged in this milk processing, and then we are already surplus. In other things, we need to be surplus too. There are a lot of achievements we have had till now. And now that, building infrastructural projects like this, obviously we should, we are with the country, we are with the Prime Minister when he talks about development. Okay, fine, development is fine, but we should also keep in consideration the ecological view. We are a very ecologically fragile state. We cannot, it will be very devastating. It will have devastating result if we start more and more construction and make it a constructional hub. That's not where our focus should be. Our focus should be agriculture, horticulture, and other things. That is what is going to lift us from the poverty. That is going to, if we talk about the trickle down effect, village, most of the people here reside in the village. What will happen? Tourism will not happen.
All right, sir, I heard you. All right, sir, I heard you. Let me quickly go across to, in fact, I'm also joined by Danish Iqbal, social activist from J&K. All right, we seem to be facing some network issue. We'll try to get back to Danish. In the meantime, let me quickly go across to Ahmed Ali Fayaz, senior journalist from JNK. Sir, let me just ask you this. From a journalist's perspective, how has the public reaction in JNK really evolved from when this project was announced to what we're witnessing today?
For many years, people used to say that India is not interested in Kashmir's physical integration, let alone the psychological and social integration. That has gone away now. Everybody in Kashmir believes that India has a high stake in Kashmir. They are not here temporarily, they are here forever. So the people of Kashmir, many of them, I think in the last 2 generations, the people of Kashmir believed that this is a temporary arrangement, there will be changes. But in the last 10 or 15 years, I think in the last, at least in the last 10-15 years, there has been a change in the thinking, in the perception. People believe that a lot of money is being spent because you see this infrastructure project, it has taken Government of India 44,000 crore rupees. That's a huge amount of money. So again today they are adding another 2,000 crore rupees by way of inauguration of this medical excellence center, Mata Vaishno Devi Center, and also this bypass at Shupian, and also these 2 flyover projects at Sangrama Baramulla and Bemina. Bemina is already functional, but this is a symbolic inauguration of that flyover. So money has been, I'm repeating that money has been flowing. People of Kashmir believe that the Government of India is not stopping money, but there are definitely political
Ahmed
issues.
Saab, I'll have to interrupt you here. We're getting some live visuals from Katra, JNK. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now flagging off 2 Vande Bharat Express trains that will run between Shri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra and Srinagar. These semi-high-speed trains will make the journey between Katra and Srinagar much faster, taking just 3 hours, and will offer a comfortable, reliable option for pilgrims, tourists and local residents. Another major achievement there, in fact.
इन तस्वीरों में आप देख सकते हैं.
Take a look at the visuals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in fact, just a short while back, inaugurated the world's highest railway bridge, Chenab, during his first JNK visit post-Operation Sindoor. Prime Minister Narendra Modi waving to the crowd who has gathered there in large numbers to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister. And just now, Prime Minister Modi has inaugurated, flagged off 2 Vande Bharat Express trains. There, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also interacting with school children, trying to understand their enthusiasm, their sense of excitement. And as I was saying, that this is a very special part of Prime Minister's personality, where he absolutely does not distinguish. He speaks to everybody, from children to, in fact, an expert to a worker. There is their Prime Minister Narendra Modi also giving his blessings to the school children, and then understanding everything about this project. That's Prime Minister Narendra Modi waving to the crowd after flagging off 2 Vande Bharat Express trains that will run between Shri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra and Srinagar. These semi-high-speed trains will make the journey between Katra and Srinagar much faster, taking just 3 hours, and will offer a comfortable, reliable option for passengers and local residents. Let me quickly go across to Raja Munib, who continues to stay with us. Raja, do you think the narrative around development in J&K has shifted nationally as well? Or would you say that there is still some sort of skepticism about these projects' effectiveness?
No, Neha, to be honest, and give me one moment before I actually come to your question. I want to address what the last time one of your speakers was saying about me. You know, the problem is that this is a typical gaslighting effect. This is what we used to see from the separatists when you used to question their politics. They used to come and tell you that, oh, you take money from India. And sadly, it's continuation in the same boy. He has the same tactics because he doesn't have answers to the facts on the ground. You know, you cannot mix up administrative issues with the larger integration issues of the country. And if you cannot distinguish between the two, I don't know what you were doing in London. You cannot even comprehend straight English when I was talking to you.
Raja, I'm sorry. As I told Mir as well, I'll please request you to stick to this topic. It's a day that we all should celebrate. You know, the people of J&K have long awaited for this. They deserve this. Let's please stick to the topic.
Yes, but it was very important for me to do this because this creates problems in the valley. Let me tell you something. It will be a bit skeptical because at the moment after the Pahalgam terror attack in Baisaran, we have seen, some sort of pushback from the rest of India towards Kashmir as well. We have seen a lot of social media noise wherein, boycotting tourism, boycotting Kashmir was being discussed. And we have seen post after post where, Kashmiris en masse were being questioned. Not only people living in Kashmir, but also Kashmiris living out of Kashmir. So I think, this, I would say, is an apt opportunity to bridge that gap of skepticism which prevails in the mainland of India and in the valley, more so in the mainland because of the Pahalgam terror attack. But this is something which is going to completely, significantly bridge that skepticism, if any is left still, because the Prime Minister's message in itself is for the rest people of the rest of the India, where psychological, cultural, and physical integration is Prime Minister's priority in with Jammu and Kashmir and his commitment to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Right, Raja, continue to stay with us. Let me quickly go across to Mir over here. Shafi. Mir, do you think the improved transport links will help local artisans, craftsmen, as well as these small businesses reach wider markets?
You see, of course, I have been, stating that in the beginning, I stated that it is going to help a lot. While we talk about the economy of agriculture, I said that 30 lakh families, when I talk about this 30 lakh families, you see the severity of the issue that 30 lakh families still depend on the agriculture. And now this transportation, it is obviously going to be a boom for them. For example, the time travel, if we load a truck of goods here, it used to reach Jammu or Delhi or Mumbai in 10 or 15 days. Now the time period will, obviously reduce. I mean, you load a goods truck in the goods train in the morning, and in the evening it will be in the Delhi. I mean, that is going to be a boon, and that's what we have been appreciating. We appreciate Prime Minister, and we said that we stand with the Prime Minister and for all the good things he has been doing, for all the infrastructure projects that he has been doing. That's what I'm saying. But you want to tell me that everything that is going post 370 has been a honeymoon period. No, I'm sorry, I cannot say that. I myself being an entrepreneur, I see that.
All right, Mir. I gave you ample opportunities. I asked you to stick to the topic. Ahmed Ali Fayaz, we've seen infrastructure projects in J&K get delayed or stalled in the past. What really helped this one cross the finish line? Was it political will, better coordination, or just time?
Yeah, everything. We have seen projects didn't come up for many years, including this. This project is also reaching its conclusion, I think, after 37 years. The work had, in fact, begun in 1989, but thereafter there was militancy, and I told you about that. So I think the projects are not stopping this time. Money is flowing. There is a huge scope of this horticulture, because our production of fresh fruit is 22 lakh metric tons, as Mir says. So 90% of it goes outside Kashmir Valley. Because of this rail connectivity, there is a huge potential of its export.
Nivriti, in fact, is reporting from the ground. Let's quickly take a listen to what she gets us. All right, in fact, we'll get the latest ground report for all our viewers. In the meantime, let me quickly go back to Ahmed Ali Fayaz, who continues to stay with us. Sir, do you agree that projects like Chenab Bridge, beg your pardon, symbolize India's resilience and determination against cross-border challenges? How does this shape the narrative on Kashmir's future? All right, there seemed to be some network issue. Let me quickly go across to Danish Iqbal, social activist from the JNK. Danish, a very warm welcome to you to News 9. Danish, with the inauguration of the Chenab Bridge and other infrastructure projects, how do you see these developments affecting everyday lives in Kashmir's remote communities?
Neha, first of all, let me begin by congratulating everyone over here and there on this big day. This certainly is big day, and this is not the day to debate about economy, about abstruse academic debates, data, statistics. This is the most important, significant infrastructural developmental milestones in Jammu and Kashmir. We are getting connected with the rest of the country, and what more important could Jammu and Kashmir could have aspired than a railway link with the rest of the country. You might know, Neha, that we do belong to a region that doesn't have a very good terrain, particularly in the months of winter. And this is something that has sorted out the problem. We are 24/7 accessible with the country. It's a big boost to the economy, to the overall developmental scenario of the state. But what is the most important, Neha, that all of us would have to pay attention to is that the Prime Minister has certainly led the developmental discourse in Jammu and Kashmir. Let there be absolutely no doubt about it. There might be disagreements, there might be fragilities and follies in the political interpretation of his politics, but let there be absolutely no doubt that as far as the developmental infrastructural discourse in the state is concerned, he has led from the front. And it's something to celebrate. It's something to rejoice about, and people are happy about across the political divide. And it's really unfortunate that there are a few people who I've been also hearing since morning who debate about the pros and cons, about data, about statistics. This is not the day. This is the day to celebrate, to congratulate,
Absolutely,
and be
Danish.
quite happy about.
Thank you so much for saying this, Danish. Thank you so much for saying this. You know, I've been saying from the beginning where this gentleman, a businessman, had joined us and was questioning the development that has taken place in JNK since the abrogation of Article 370. Then there were others also quite skeptical about it. Thank you so much for putting this in perspective, that this is not the day when you debate this. The people of Jammu and Kashmir have waited this for so long. They deserve to celebrate this day and many more days that are to come. Danish, let me ask you this. You know, do you think that such large projects are also addressing the core issues faced by locals in Jammu and Kashmir?
Neha, you know, you need to understand that in a democracy, economics is nothing but politics by another name. Like any other state in our country, we also have issues related to the economic disempowerment over the decades, and there are ways and solutions that all of us wanted, and the railway connection. You know, I mean, I'm very certain that the freight services that are now going to be started with this railway link with the rest of the country is something that would boost the economic potential of the state. You know, as you would know, that we are the fourth largest. You would be really surprised about it, Neha, that India is the fifth largest apple producers in the world. And Jammu and Kashmir alone is probably the sixth. So you can imagine the quantity of apples that the state would produce, and a lot of losses due to the terrain and bad weather would would not really be a good factor in the overall apple business for the farmers of the state. Now you have a railway link, you have freight services directly from the capital to Srinagar. That would be something great for the farmers and for all of the people who are associated with the trade and commerce.
Right. Continue to stay with us, Danish. And let me tell all our viewers, as India builds bridges that connects hearts and lands, viewers, the message is clear. Progress will never be held hostage by fear, unrest, or external threats. Jammu and Kashmir's future is firmly on the path of development, democracy, and hope. Thank you very much for joining me on this special broadcast. News and updates continue on the other side. It's time for us to sip it a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. This is me, Neha, signing off.
नया बिरला ऑफिस
हमेशा वाला लगाना चाहिए था।
नए बिरला ऑफिस वाटर प्रूफिंग की क्रैक प्रूफ टेक्नोलॉजी सीलन से बचाती है।
हमेशा वाला लगाना।
इनको जमाने से पीछे चलने दो। आप चुनो नया बिरला ऑफिस।
Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers. The Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brandwalas.
Is life transactional by any chance?
Everything in the creation affects everything else.
I think the existential question that all of us grapple with, that who am I?
From being somebody to becoming nobody is the first step in enlightenment.
Watch Duologue with Barundas at these times on News9.
First is the challenge to convince the consumer that you need insurance. And the second is that they should buy your insurance.
Absolutely.
So and you know the competition is only rising by the day with with the number of players and the number of products that these players are introducing in the market. So how do you do the second part? That why they should come and buy your insurance?
Yeah, so that's actually where exactly the typical marketing comes into the play. What you will see that there are several Me Too products, Me Too brands out there, and how do you sort of go and differentiate yourself? And that's where a lot of marketing works come into the picture. The way we are approaching it as Tata AIG, that we want to create a distinctive identity for our brands. When I say distinctive identity, you look at the insurance category, in particular the non-life insurance. What you will see that people normally come, they will talk about a certain benefit and they will crack a joke. So let's say, do your policy has that your policy has this, here is a joke, please buy my policy. I mean, we have gone completely away from that route and we are saying that no, I mean, insurance means a lot to the consumer. If he or she is spending almost 50k, 60k, 70k, that kind of money on you, he's just looking at it beyond insurance. When I speak to the consumers, they say that insurance is like my big brother. I look at them the way I look at my family members, the way I look at my father or my grandpa. Whenever something used to happen there, I used to believe in my childhood that my grandpa will take care of me or my father will take care of me. Likewise, to buy insurance, I have that kind of feeling, that kind of emotion. It's like family to me. And that's exactly why you see the campaign which we have launched, like, with you like family, with you always. It exactly just echoes that sentiment that, like, in times of need, I will be there for you. Like, it's Tata AIG, you can trust on us, like we will be there for you to help you out. And that's what the entire campaign is all about. It's not about a funny joke. It's not about cracking a joke or cracking a benefit. All those things are there for sure. But the important thing is, like, that we are there with you like family, most importantly in times of need.
Light, camera, and action. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite snack because News9 is here with your weekend dose of entertainment. It's time to take a deeper dive into the buzzworthy happenings of the entertainment world. From celebrity gossips to exclusive conversations, from nostalgic moments to News9's pick of the week, don't worry, we've got you covered here. And I hope you've grabbed your popcorn by now because News9's page 3 is here to serve you everything that we call entertainment. So do stay tuned every Saturday and Sunday, 2:30 p.m.
Is life transactional by any chance?
Everything in the creation affects everything else.
I think the existential question that all of us grapple with, that who am I?
From being somebody to becoming nobody is the first step in enlightenment.
Watch Duologue with Barun Das at these times on News9.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9. English news.
Hello and welcome to News. The top stories of the hour. Prime Minister Modi unveils world's highest railway bridge over River Chenab, flags off Vande Bharat Express from Katra to Srinagar. Seaman Kumar Singh takes charge as Bengaluru's new Commissioner of Police. BJP's B.Y. Vijayendra demands CM's resignation over stadium stampede, blames government for tragedy, says government is covering its fault by making police department a scapegoat. Centre launches Umeed portal for registration of Waqf properties. Deadline for registration is 6 months. Supreme Court grants extension to National Board of Examination to conduct NEET PG exam on August 3rd. RBI reduces rate cut by 50 BPS to 5.5% stance, changed to neutral. Kamal Hassan files a Rajya Sabha nomination from Tamil Nadu in presence of Chief Minister Stalin. Signs of truce between Trump and Musk emerge as White House aides hint at possible phone call to end rift. Harvard University files complaint against Trump's action blocking foreign students from attending the school. Well, the big story that we have been tracking all through the week. Now, KSA's Secretary Shankar has been said to be absconding by the police. But before that, News9 had been chasing KSA's A. Shankar, asking him tough questions on the stampede incident at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. 11 people had died in the stampede while over 40 people were injured. Questions on police permission and whether Chinnaswamy Stadium had the wherewithal to hold such a huge crowd at that time were the questions that were posed to A. Shankar. Now, News9's Vajiola had chased A. Shankar and he had kept quiet about the matter and did not respond to the media. And today, when the raids were being conducted at the residences of the KSA Secretary and the Treasurer, both of them are said to be absconding by the police.
How it unfolded.
My colleague Vajiola, in fact, joins us. Vajiola, there's been this huge chase that you had carried yourself with regard to the KSA officials. They did not respond. And how is the situation now that they are absconding? What is the police saying?
Leader, sir, how do you see what has happened yesterday and with the suspensions that have happened today morning? What is your take on it?
Say illegal, 100% the suspension of the police officer. There is no doubt at all. The entire public Karnataka, they are supporting the police now. So we also support the police because mistake can happen by the government, CM and Deputy CM. But you are targeting the police officers. Actually, the police people, they work hard work in the celebration also, third celebration, fourth also rescue of the people. They went to hospital, they taken all the patient to hospital, treatment, everything done by the police. They are not done by the government. No CM, no Deputy CM. But no, you are targeting the police officer. You suspended 5 police officers because the case in the court, High Court, to avoid on the government, there is showing the court to police done a mistake. This is illegal. That's why we fight for the justice.
Sir, also in the FIR, 3 people have been accused. One is the management, RCB management, DNA, and then you have KSA. You think there are other names also that are missing in the FIR?
Yeah, 100%, no doubt at all.
Who should have been there? In the
CM and Deputy CM.
But
their names also. No, 100%. Who brought Vidhan Sauda? All over India, celebration. West Bengal also done, Maharashtra also done. In the street only they happen. Who brought the Vidhan Sauda? You only people. You made the mistake. One program, if you arrange it in the Chinnaswamy Stadium only, there is no problem. There is no this incidents. Because of 2 programs, this incidents happen. That's why.
Question, sir.
Okay.
What happened now, sir? What should happen now? Who should resign?
We want justice. Entire government should have go out. CM have to resign. That is the campaign is going on. We will support for in this issue. Police done a good work, but you suspended police not. The CM have to resign.
Just to add one point, sir. Ramlinga Reddy and the Congress minister itself have said that what happened is wrong. The police should not be intelligence failure. Do you think there is no sync between the government and its ministers?
100%. Not Ramlinga Reddy. Many senior Hariprasad, senior leader, many ministers, many MLAs says this is not correct. Suspension of police is not correct. They have done hard work. Hard work, the bad remark for the police.
Thank you so much. Well, that was the opposition leader, R. Ashok, who clearly said that the police has been made the scapegoat. The accused number 1 should have been chief minister and he should have been resigned. So you heard that, Varghese. That is what is the BJP been saying with regards to what happened at Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Well, also, Vajiola, we've just played, just ahead of it, we just did play about, you chasing the KSA officials, and they were in fact keeping quiet about. KSA is planning to in fact approach the High Court, and what do we know more about it?
Well, as at 2:30, the KSCA has asked for the High Court to intervene in that matter, and at 2:30 this matter would be heard, is what we've been told tentatively. And this has been done because the KSCA believes that they have been made a party in this FIR without their fault. They've said that they have categorically written 2 letters and these permissions were denied, but the event still went on ahead. So the KSCA had sought permission is what their argument is, and they believe that the FIR has been done hastily by naming them as one of the parties which they believe are not to be held responsible for this event. It was the management and the others. Therefore, we'll have to wait and watch what the KSCA has to overall say with regards to these developments that has taken place, because we've seen crazy developments that have happened since last night. You've seen the commissioners that have got suspended. Now FIR has been filed. So there is this quick movement that is happening, quick action that has been taking place by the government. But the opposition, on the other hand, has categorically maintained that this is just finding scapegoats to and putting a blame on others.
Before we go into the opposition factor about it, Vajiola, what about you? In fact, tried to chase and speak to A. Shankar. He was quite silent about it. Can you give us further information about that? Because now the police says that he's absconding, and yesterday you did try to speak with the authorities, but you were technically stonewalled by them because nobody wanted to in fact speak about this.
How this happened, how it unfolded. Absolutely, the authorities have not said anything. The police especially has not said a single word since this incident. And A. Shankar, who is the KSCA secretary, he was there at the KSCA during the inspection, and that is where we saw him and we went to ask him questions. But he started running, and that is where we felt that somebody has to ask these questions. And we went around, where we went following him, kept asking this question. But you can clearly see in that video that he maintained silence even till the end, and he did not wanted to speak. He did not say a single word despite repeated questioning and asking him on why do you think what happened, who should have been held responsible, what was your role in the entire matter, should KSCA, did the KSCA ask for permission, what was the response? All these questions we would try to ask him. If he would have calmly answered those questions today, he would have it would have been better. But he at that point of time did not decide, had decided that he will not take up any questions, and he started running away. That is when we also had to chase him and ask him this question, and that is the sequence that you're seeing. So we tried our best to get in a word from the KSCA on what do they have to say with regards to the catastrophe, how do they picture the entire tragedy that happened over there, who do they think is the person responsible, but then the KSCA chief secretary decided not to speak, and that is the sequence that we are seeing on our screens right now, Varghese.
Well, stay with us, Vajiola. Let's in fact give an update to all our viewers of what's happening with regard to the Bengaluru stampede at the RCB event. Now, 4 have been arrested in the Chinnaswamy Stadium stampede case. In a significant development related to the stampede case, the Cubbon Park police have arrested 4 individuals. The 4 accused are associated with the Karnataka State Cricket Association, DNA Networks, as well as the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Central Crime Branch and Cubbon Park police have jointly conducted an operation leading to the arrest of the 4 individuals. Now, among these arrested are Nikhil Susale, a representative of the RCB, Sunil Matthew from the event management firm DNA Networks, and 2 others also associated with that network. The police also apprehended Nikhil at the airport as he was reportedly attempting to leave the city. Now, as part of the ongoing investigations, police have also carried out raids at the residences of certain office bearers of the Karnataka State Cricket Association as well. Now, the authorities are focusing on uncovering possible lapses in event management, crowd control and ticket distribution that may have led to this chaotic situation. Meanwhile, the government has suspended several top police officers, including the Police Commissioner B. Dayananda, Additional Commissioner Vikas Kumar Vikas, DCP Central Shekhar Tekanawar, ACP Cubbon Park Division Balakrishna, Cubbon Park Inspector Girish, Station House Officer Cubbon Park Police Station, and police officer in charge of the security arrangements at the Chinnaswamy Stadium has also been suspended. Now, also a letter from the Karnataka State Cricket Association to the government on June 3rd about the felicitation of RCB players at Vidhana Sauda has also emerged. Now, KSCA's permission request later for the Vidhana Sauda event was given on June 3rd before 7:30 p.m. The government later gave the justification for the suspension of the corps. It said that the CEO of RCB had intimated the Commissioner of Police, Bengaluru City, on 3rd of June about holding the victory parade and celebrations on 4th of June 2025. However, the Office of the Police Commissioner failed to give a written reply to the organizers, rejecting the permission on the grounds of lack of time to prepare for such a huge event. Now, the RCB and the Cricket Association went ahead to tweet about the celebrations and inviting the fans to Chinnaswamy Stadium without going through the usual practice of issue of tickets or passes. Despite the knowledge of these developments and expectations of huge turnout of cricket fans by the police, steps were not taken to either have the event organized systematically at the stadium or give adequate information to the public to have necessary precautions for their safety or provide additional police force for appropriate crowd management. Now further, the letter says that the above situation was not discussed with the higher-ups for taking necessary guidance and advice in the matter. As a result, the situation went out of control and brought a lot of misery, loss of precious life and embarrassment to the government. Now, Karnataka BJP President B.Y. Vijayendra hit out at the government, saying that the state government has acted only after coming under pressure. He said that action has to be taken against RCB and the Karnataka Cricket Association. He also said that the Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister and the Home Minister should be held accountable for what has happened, and also that the State Intelligence Department should also be brought under scrutiny.
2 ರಿಂದ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಬಂದರು, ನಾವು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಸ್ವತಃ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳೇ, 5 ಜನ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅಮಾನತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅಮಾನತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಎದ್ದು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಮಾನತು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ? ಯಾಕೆ ಅಮಾನತು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅಮಾನತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಬುಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಬುಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಕಾರಣ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಸ್ವತಃ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಫೋಲಿಯೋ.
Well, Vajula, there we have Vijayendra hitting out against the state government, saying that you have suspended 5 police officers, but the actual department from which you have to suspend is the intelligence department. It was a failure on their part. Why is the intelligence department not being, or the officers from that department not being brought on the scanner and suspended? And he also gives an answer saying that this is because the intelligence department comes under the chief minister, so the chief minister will have to be responsible for it.
Vakis, I didn't get your question. There was a lot of audio.
B.Y. Vijayendra is in fact saying that it's a intelligence failure, and therefore the officers of the intelligence department should also be brought under scanner, and they did not suspend the officers from the intelligence department because it comes under the chief minister, and therefore the chief minister would be responsible for it.
Absolutely, Vakis. That is why when I asked him that question, the first thing that he responded that the accused number 1 should have been the chief minister in this entire case, because it is an intelligence failure. The intelligence department should have got an idea about the amount of people that would land up at the city, what would the situation be, how chaotic things would turn around, and with so many people in the city, the catastrophes that could take place at various spots was something that the intelligence department should have kept a track of, is what the BJP has been alleging, and that is why they've categorically said that it is the chief minister who should have first resigned, and FIR also should have been there, because it was the government who was excited about this entire event. It was the government who jumped into the entire celebration. They should not have done it. We have examples of other states like Maharashtra and West Bengal who have done this in the past, and it was all done amicably, and now with the government's interference, this clearly is an indication that it was the government who wanted to be a part of this entire bandwagon, who got carried away with that momentum, with that attention that the RCB was going, and that is where the lapses done by them has been now blamed to the police. So the BJP has categorically maintained that it's intelligence failure, and the people whose head should actually roll is the chief minister, deputy chief minister, and the home minister.
Well, stay with us, Vajira. We'll just play that tic-tac that you had with B.Y. Vijayendra, and we will come back to it. Let's listen into what B.Y. Vijayendra had to say.
Mr. Vijayendra, sir, there is an FIR that has been registered again by the RCB management, KSCA, and the others. Do you think there are other names that are missing in the FIR?
Accused number 1 is not RCB. Accused number 1 is not KSCA or DNA agency. In this tragedy where 11 deaths has taken place, The real culprit is the Chief Minister himself. Because when the police department insisted not to carry on with the victory celebration, it was the Chief Minister's insistence that led police department to give permission for such a rally. So it's the hungry of the ruling Congress government to encash upon the RCB victory has led to such a big tragedy. So Chief Minister has to take responsibility and he has to tender his resignation.
By suspending the police officers, what message do you think that the government has done? Has they put themselves in a back foot?
No, police officers has been made scapegoat. The FIR clearly says police department denied permission when RCB and KSA sought permission for victory parade. So police officers were absolutely correct when they denied permission. But since Chief Minister demanded and ordered, only then permission was given for the victory parade celebration. So Chief Minister who is trying to escape from the responsibility, he is the real culprit and he has to resign.
Last question, sir. Ramlinga Reddy and the ministers of the Congress itself have now spoken against the government. Do you think there is no sync between the government and its ministers?
Not question of sync. Everybody is very clear. If at all, if there was any lapse on the part of the government, it was a lapse on the part of Intelligence Department. Intelligence Department, now it's under the control of Chief Minister himself. He heads the department. So ultimately, Chief Minister is the accused person. He is the guilty.
Now, as Karnataka government tries to grapple with the Bengaluru stampede deaths, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has taken contradictory stands when it comes to the police. The Deputy Chief Minister said that he stands by police officers, while Chief Minister shunted them out with suspensions.
Again, I am telling on record, my police officers, I should compliment them. Morning also, they advised, they wanted to have a procession, they wanted to bring a vehicle from the airport itself. Our officers guided us, informed us not to bring a open bus. That is why I rushed to the airport and not allowed to see that nothing was wrong there, because I didn't want them to climb in the bus. Here also, in Vidhan Soudha also, we were very cautious. They closed the doors of the Kaban Park because the moment we were not able to attend the stadium inside, they all are coming here. They closed the door. I myself have witnessed it. So immediately, some protection has been taken place and no incidents happened in Vidhan Soudha. There was a very long place.
ಸುಮಾರು 47ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಗಾಯಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದರು. ಆಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ದುಃಖದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆವು. ಸತ್ತವರಿಗೆ ಸಂತಾಪವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಇತ್ತು. ಅವರ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೆ ದೇವರು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಇತ್ತು. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗು ಇವತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕರೆದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
We slip into a short break now. News and updates will continue on the other side.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9, English news as it should be.
Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers. The Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brandwalas.
A deep dive into what matters to you the most. Angles you won't find anywhere else. News that impacts your life.
Is life transactional by any chance?
Of course. Everything in the creation affects everything else.
I think the existential question that all of us grapple with, that who am I?
From being somebody to becoming nobody is the first step in enlightenment.
Our identity in the life that we carry is primarily with the work that we do.
I would say you are just nothing but quantum energy.
I fail to understand that why do we have to have so many religions?
Religion has its own value. When they are lonely, when they feel depressed, they need a place to go to. And that is how religion is still valid, I would say.
What is your assessment for a country over the last 77 years?
We have the talents. We need to take care of the mental health and emotional well-being of our people.
AI is going to be any risk for the society?
It depends on the user. You can use it for good or you can use to harm the society.
I'm feeling extremely blessed. I'm sitting across the table with you. That itself tells me that I might have done a lot of things correct in my life. This is a rare privilege for me, Gurudev.
Watch Duologue with Barundas, Season 3, featuring Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar at these times on News9. News9, English news as it should be.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9, English news as it should be.
Malayalam actor Shri Tom Chacko and his family met with a car accident near Tamil Nadu on Friday. The actor's father, C.P. Chacko, aged 70, died on the spot, while the actor and his mother have been admitted to a hospital with injuries. His brother and driver too sustained injuries. They were rushed to the hospital soon after the crash. The accident took place at around 7 a.m. when their car rammed into a lorry near Palakote in Tamil Nadu's Dharmapuri. Chacko made his acting debut with Gadama in 2011. Previous to that, he worked as an assistant director for almost a decade. These are visuals of the vehicle that was completely damaged. Shri Tom Chacko's father has died in this accident. The visuals in fact show the actor being brought to the hospital. The actor is said to have also suffered injuries, while his mother and brother have also suffered injuries. The incident happened in Tamil Nadu. They have been admitted to the government hospital there. Shri Tom Chacko's father is said to have died in that accident. Shri Tom Chacko has in fact acted in several movies. The actor made his acting debut in 2011 and worked as an assistant director for almost a decade in the Malayalam film industry. Prime Minister Modi is in Jammu and Kashmir and is putting a lot of effort on the infrastructure projects that would give it a Vikshit vision. The Prime Minister, in fact, launching almost